2024.
News with Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us on this Monday morning. I'm Gary Liberatore. What can we expect weather-wise for this Monday this week? Let's send it over to the Weather Center. Meteorologist Eric Gage joining us. And Eric, you're mentioning some frost possibly tonight and over tomorrow morning, right?
Yeah, in some locations. In fact, we're still in this cool pattern temporarily. Take a look at the Cabot Tower camera right now. Aside from it being cool, it's actually rather cloudy as you head up to, for example, into the North Country, where we're actually seeing a few spotty snow showers. But around the state, mostly cloudy, temperatures in the 30s. Some spots isolated could be seeing some frost early today. But in fact, again, Saranac Lake reporting some snow showers earlier on. Glens Falls reporting rain. As we take a look at that radar right now, we're mainly dry here in the Mohawk Valley, but heading to the north, we can see a stationary front set up, producing some scattered snow showers as you head up closer to, for example, St. Lawrence County. So that's the weather system up north. But for us here in central New York, we're talking about a cool day today, slightly cooler than average, but mainly dry, and even some more sunshine expected as we head into the afternoon. So not too bad of a day today. And we're also tracking a little bit of a warm up as we head into the middle of the work week. Of course, talk about that and coming up in that full forecast. Back to you, Gary.
Eric, thanks. Israeli police are investigating a suspicion.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. The time now is 5:12, and we're taking a look at what you can expect heading out the door this morning on the Munson Commutecast. First off, up in Old Forest, sitting at 35 degrees, maybe some patchy frost in the highest of elevations, but as of now, it looks to be not nearly as widespread. At downtown Utica, still comfortably in the upper 30s, so again, no widespread frost this morning. In fact, a few clouds passing just overhead as well, preventing that frost from developing. 35 in Cooperstown right now, still a bit chilly out there. And as we take a look at our traffic tracker early this morning, we've got no incidents to report, but a heads up for those of you up in the Boonville area. There will be planned roadwork being done between today and through Friday, weather permitting, for Main Street, especially in between Route 12 and Grove Street for paving operations. So this will be done between 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, weather permitting. So if you head out early, it looks to be that you won't be affected by this. So again, a heads up for those of you in Boonville, that'll start taking place this week. But regardless, today we've got mostly cloudy skies to start, some sunshine peeking out this afternoon with temperatures climbing into the 50s. Gary?
Eric, thanks. 2,000 walkers created a sea of pink.
Weather spoil your day. Tune in for the Storm Tracker 2 Commutecast, brought to you by Munson. Visit Munson today and ignite curiosity and creativity. Visiting Munson and the Storm Tracker 2 Commutecast, both free and both Utica's very own. Remember, all roads lead to Munson. Parkway Drugs, free delivery 7 days a week. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. We are first off looking at a quiet morning here for much of our area. Some locations waking up to some patchy frost in the higher elevations. A live look at downtown Utica right now. Not so much of a frosty start. Matter of fact, just a few clouds up in the sky. Temperature sitting at 38 degrees. Other temperatures across the area, 37 in Rome, 32 degrees in Hamilton. Zooming into the North Country, most of the locations up there near or at freezing. Mohawk Valley a little warmer, and in the southern valleys temperatures are as well in the 30s, falling into the 20s in some spots, 28 degrees in Sherburne. Well, the radar right now again is entirely dry, but to our north is where we're seeing a stationary front setups for early today, and this is producing a few snow showers up in the not only higher elevations but even some lower elevations as you head up into parts of St. Lawrence County along the border towards Canada. But here today, we're not tracking any of that. We're seeing dry weather for the most part. Temperatures slightly below average, sitting at 52 degrees for the high. And on top of that, cloud cover today is going to be decreasing. We've got a few clouds this morning, sunshine will be moving in as we head into the afternoon. Regarding rainfall for this week, we can expect, well, today it's going to be entirely dry. Tomorrow, starting out dry, but by tomorrow evening, a warm front pushes through our region. That'll bring with it the chance for some rain showers. Now, Wednesday looking dry but cloudy, and Thursday looking mainly dry until roughly Thursday night. Of course, the most important thing, will it be raining during Halloween? Well, we're cutting it close. The latest trends have the rainfall arriving a little bit later at night, so fingers crossed, trick-or-treaters want to grab an umbrella. Our temperature trend over the next few days, that warm front arriving tomorrow is going to warm things up into the 70s by Wednesday and Thursday. But we're back to reality again by Friday, Saturday, and Sunday into the low to mid 50s. So not a huge cool down, but back to right around what we usually see for late October, early November. So the bigger picture, we've got that stationary front set up over us right now. That will continue to shift a bit northward. But notice here this warm front out to the west, bringing in some rain chances heading into Tuesday. And here comes that warm air surging in from the south just in time for the end of October. So we've got a warm stretch ahead, at least for the next few days. And so in our Skycast today, clouds give way to sunshine, temperatures in the 50s. As we head throughout the overnight hours tonight, patchy frost with lows falling down into the 30s in some spots, with that strong south wind begins to arrive tomorrow. As the temperatures climb into the 50s, that warm front arriving, bringing a few scattered showers into tomorrow evening and tomorrow night. As we approach the end of October, early November, it gets harder to reach the 70s. So usually when we get these warmer days, it's associated with strong south winds. And so we're getting that Wednesday highs approaching near 70, and then a few passing clouds, otherwise mostly cloudy skies. And so for the next few days, warming up into the 70s by Thursday for Halloween, and following that, rain showers overnight into early Friday. We're cooling back down into the 50s as we head into Saturday and Sunday next weekend. So although we're back to normal by next weekend, we've got a nice warm stretch of weather the next few days, Gary. That's for Halloween. How about that for a day? No jacket needed.
Trick or treat. The time right now is 5:22, still ahead on Sunrise.
Now, the news with Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for this half hour. I'm Gary Liberatore, and let's get a quick check of your Monday forecast. Meteorologist Eric Gage joining us from the Weather Center. Eric?
Yes, we're talking about a cool start this morning, and so I would say cool day today. 50s, right around average, but we'll be seeing a warm-up as we head into the next few. First, take a live look at our Cavvy Tower camera. It's a quiet start here in the Mohawk Valley with temperatures sitting in the 30s, 37 degrees here in the Griffiths Rome area, Utica Rome area, 32 in Hamilton, but it's below freezing up in Saranac Lake and some other spots as you head down into parts of Shenango and Otsego County. But the radar, although it's dry here locally to our north, is where a stationary front is set up, and there are a few scattered snow showers taking place. These snow showers will not reach us today. They will continue their way southeastward and then fall apart as the stationary front continues east. But for today, though, again, we're talking about temperatures in the 50s, slightly cooler than average for this time of year. But don't worry, we got a warm stretch, at least for a few days, coming up by the middle of the week. We'll talk about that, plus that all-important Halloween forecast straight ahead. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Just more than a week to go now until Election Day, and the presidential candidates ramping up.
Channel 2 is brought to you by Holland Farms Bakery and Deli.
Welcome back to Sunrise on this Monday morning. We are, of course, taking a look at our first photo of the day this week, and this one takes us to Deerfield, and an amazing shot here of the fall beauty, the foliage, again, in Deerfield, taken by Gianna. And we had such vibrant colors over the past few days. Unfortunately, some of these strong winds have really blown away a lot of the leaves. But we still have plenty of photos to get through. Even though most locations will be past peak at this point, we'll still share some of your pictures. We have a lot of locations. Some we haven't even, towns we haven't even shown yet here on Sunrise for our photo of the day. So, of course, I want to make sure we show every neck of the woods here, every corner of central New York here on Sunrise for our photos. If you would like to submit a photo like that one, you can send it to wktv.com/weather/pics. This morning, well, somewhat of a frosty start in some locations. Other spots still in the mid to upper 30s. Mainly dry, although we're cloudy to start. We've got sunshine arriving by the afternoon. We'll, of course, talk a bit more detail what you can expect for the next few days straight ahead. Gary?
Eric, thanks. The Utica Comets say forward Philippe and Garris is...
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good Monday morning, everyone. We are starting out the day quiet but chilly in some spots. Temperatures in the 30s, below freezing in some isolated locations here across central New York. Downtown Utica right now, dry start, mostly cloudy skies. We are sitting at 37 degrees officially with calm winds. Notice, though, too, as you take a look at that sunset time at 6:02, this will be the last time, or at least over the weekend, the last times that we will be seeing a post 6 p.m. sunset until March. So hate to be the bearer of dark news, but here we are as we start to enter the darkest time of the year and also the coolest time as usual. The radar right now is entirely dry, but a changing sign of the seasons right here. A stationary front producing scattered snow showers just north of our area. A few flurries possible at Inlet and Old Forge, but that's really about it. You head south into the Mohawk Valley, we're looking entirely dry. Those temperatures today climbing into the mid to low 50s. We're right around or below average for this time of year, sitting in the 50s. But regardless, we've got cloudy skies to start. Sunshine will gradually move in as we head into this afternoon. We remain entirely dry today. Starting tomorrow, also looking dry tomorrow night. A warm front arrives. We'll see a few light rain showers, hit or miss. Wednesday also looking dry, but as we head into Thursday, rain showers could develop later on. Our thoughts are it's trending later in the night, but we'll keep you posted because the trend is very close to seeing rain as early as the early evening hours. Those temperatures, as we head throughout the next few days, we climb into the 70s by Wednesday and into Halloween on Thursday, high of 72 degrees. So we're back to a more warm pattern before a cool down back to average takes place Friday through Sunday. Now, the Halloween forecast, we're talking about mostly cloudy skies and temperatures roughly in the 60s to start right around 6 p.m. on Thursday. We'll, of course, change that number a little bit depending on the latest trends, but I think that's the general consensus of the conditions as you head out trick-or-treat, which is not too bad. It's actually pretty pleasant for not having to wear any heavy jackets, or if it's so hot out you can't wear your costume. But bigger picture, high pressure moves back in temporarily, but a warm front brings a surge of warmer weather into our area as we head into Wednesday and Thursday. And so in our Skycast quickly today, clouds give way to sunshine. Sunshine gives way to clear skies tonight and lows falling down into the 30s and 40s. And so your 7-day forecast, dry to start Tuesday, rain showers late, light rain, not heavy. And then Wednesday, dry, 70s. Thursday, mostly cloudy, 72 degrees, so a pretty pleasant stretch of weather, although it's going to be a windy one as we enter the late season. Those warmer days usually followed by a strong south wind. Gary?
Yeah, nice couple of days of golf coming up, huh?
Yep, might have to steer the drive a few against the wind, but yeah, I mean it's dry and it's warm.
Yeah, Wednesday, Thursday. Eric, thanks. Well, earlier this month we
News with Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us here on this Monday morning. I'm Gary Liberatore. Let's get a quick look at the forecast for this Monday. We'll head it over to the Weather Center and meteorologist Eric Gage joining us. Good morning to you, Eric.
Good morning, Gary. Yes, we're looking at a cool start today, a quiet one, especially here locally, maybe a few snow showers up north. But first, let's take a look at our Cavie Tower camera to start. A quiet morning here today. Again, a dark one. Those sunrises getting later and later. A bit more difficult to see some early morning twilight here in the 5 o'clock, even the early part of the 6 o'clock hour. Temperatures across most of our area are in the 30s, some locations near or below freezing, and some frost has developed, especially, for example, when our Skywatch reported some frost down in Edmiston. So, radar right now is entirely dry here in the Mohawk Valley in south, but turning our attention to the North Country, especially up near Old Forge and Inlet, a stationary front is set up. And with that stationary front, there are a few scattered snow showers, a few flurries creeping their way down to the Old Forge Inlet area, but that's really about it. For the next 12 hours here across central New York, clouds give way to partly cloudy skies by this afternoon, and temperatures climbing into the low to mid 50s. So it's going to be a cooler day today, but not too bad. We've got warmer days ahead. We'll talk about how warm it gets heading closer to Halloween coming up in that full forecast. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Israeli police are in.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Welcome back. Happy Monday morning, everyone. The time now is 6:13. We're getting you set out of the door this morning on the Munson CommuteCast. And first off, Old Forge early today, sitting at 33 degrees. Some locations seeing some flurries, as well as some patchy frost, and those skies have cleared a little bit. But here in downtown Utica, temperature at 39 degrees, no frost. It's still a little cool out there. Definitely recommend grabbing that jacket when you head out to work today. 34 in Cooperstown, some areas of patchy frost in the southern valleys. And a look at our traffic tracker early today, no incidents to report, but a heads up for those of you in the Boonville area. Starting today, weather permitting, between 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. On Main Street between Route 12 and Grove Street. There will be paving being done. Again, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. during the daytime hours, weather permitting between now and Friday. So if you head out earlier, you'll miss it. If you head out late at night, you'll miss the road work. But again, the detour means you go up Route 12, then over to Floyd, up or near Schuyler Street, up just north of the Boonville Town Center. But again, today, temperatures starting out in the 30s, mostly cloudy skies. By this afternoon, we are up into the 50s with skies clearing. Gary?
Eric, thanks. 2,000 walkers created a...
You need to know. Will they need a jacket? An umbrella? What should your kids wear to school tomorrow? Get the bus stop forecast only from Storm Tracker 2. Brought to you by Utica National Insurance Group.
This portion of News Channel 2 is brought to you by PJ Green.
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone. Hope everyone had a great weekend. Today, starting out chilly, some spots falling below freezing, most of us in the 30s. Downtown Utica, quiet start to the day today, also sitting in the 30s, but not cool enough for frost, sitting at 38 with refreshing humidity, of course, and calm winds. The one notable thing here on this graphic, 6:02, the sunset today. We are we have our first 6 p.m. and earlier sunsets, and then over the next few days. And that'll be the last time we'll be seeing post 6 p.m. sunsets until March. So we are slowly entering the darker season of the year. The radar right now is entirely dry in the Mohawk Valley and south. To the north is where we're looking at a stationary front producing a few spotty snow showers, some of them reaching as far south as Old Forge and Inlet. So a few flurries possible for those of you up Route 28 heading closer to the Adirondacks. Throughout the day today, temperatures peaking in the low to mid 50s, so we're slightly cooler than average, but right around seasonable for this time of year. Main thing, though, is although it's cloudy to start today, sunshine will gradually work its way in as we head throughout the morning and into the afternoon. We are dry today, dry for the start Tuesday. A warm front arrives. That brings a chance for rain Tuesday night and into, I would say probably ends by Wednesday morning. Wednesday is looking entirely dry. And then on Thursday, especially Thursday night, is when we could see our next chance of rain. Of course, that's important as we head into Thursday because that's Halloween, especially for those of you that are trick-or-treating Thursday nights. Temperatures, although peaking in the 70s by the middle of the week. As you head out trick-or-treating on Thursday, temperatures will fall right around 62 degrees with mostly cloudy skies. Our initial Halloween forecast for now, or trick-or-treating forecast, as we head throughout the next few days, we'll be sure to update that for the potential for rainfall. Again, we're cutting it close, but for now, it looks to remain dry. The bigger picture, stationary front to our north, it will continue its way eastward, and a warm front to our west will bring in warmer temperatures. You can see here those warmer colors working their way in, and we'll see, of course, highs Wednesday and Thursday up into the 70s. And so today, sunshine by this afternoon. Temperatures tonight falling down into the 30s with mostly clear skies. Looking at a mainly dry day tomorrow, too, as well. A few showers arrive by tomorrow evening and tomorrow night. We do dry out again by Wednesday with more opportunity for some sunshine. Temperatures in the 70s as that strong south wind takes place. Usually when we get to this time of year, we get warmer days like this. It's also accompanied by some strong winds. Following Halloween, which will be warm, temperatures in the 70s. We're back to right around average 50s for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So not too bad for trick-or-treaters.
Yeah.
This is fantastic weather.
They are loving you.
Try my best.
Maybe more than the candy.
That's debatable.
And be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Our social media handles are right there on your screen. And if today is your birthday, on this October 28th.
Yeah, today is Monday, October 28th, 2024.
Now, the news with Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for this half hour. I'm Gary Liberatore. Let's get a check of our Monday forecast. We'll head on over to the Weather Center. Meteorologist Eric Gage joining us. And Eric, not too bad of a day today.
Yeah, not too bad. We're talking about temperatures in the 30s to start, but dry afternoon and seasonable temperatures as we head throughout the day today. Tower cam right now, taking a live look outside. It's still a dark morning early today. It's going to take a little bit for that sun to continue to rise, and most of upstate New York under mostly cloudy skies. Temperatures in the 30s, some locations up in the North Country. Seeing a few light snow flurries. In fact, you can see here on the radar, we're dry here in central New York, the Mohawk Valley and south, but to the north, a stationary front is set up, producing a few spotty snow showers. So again, Old Forge Inlet, some locations up Route 28, you could see a few spotty flurries heading out the door early today. But the next 12 hours for most of us favor clouds turning to sunshine, temperatures up into the low 50s. So still a cooler day today. But as we head throughout the next few days closer to Halloween, warmer days approach. Of course, talk about those temperatures and if rain will be a part of that coming up in that full forecast. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Now just more than a week to go until election.
Download the Storm Tracker 2 app. Free to install. Use the icons on the bottom to navigate between tabs. Get instant weather updates and alerts right on your phone. Storm Tracker 2, where we track storms.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Welcome back to Sunrise. We're taking a look at our photo of the day today on this Monday, and this one takes us to Deerfield, where we take a look at the beautiful fall foliage continuing to be showcased here across the area. This one sent in by Gianna, and if you would like to submit a photo like this one, amazing one right here, you can send the link right there in the top of your screen, wktv.com/weather/pics. Now, I do know that as we are heading into the next few weeks, the peak fall foliage season is coming to an end, but still, we've got so many amazing fall foliage photos we have yet to get to. We'll be sure to showcase them, even if it's not very recently. I want to make sure we showcase every corner of central New York that photos were submitted from. But today, talking about the weather, well, it's a chilly start. Temperatures in the 30s over much of the area. Some spots falling into the 20s. Now, isolated frost, especially in the southern valleys where there is some skies clearing, but to the north, a few flurries, Mohawk Valley looking dry. We'll talk about what we can expect throughout the day today and how it looks heading into Halloween coming up in that full forecast. Gary?
Eric, thanks. The Utica Comets say Ford, Philippe, and Gary.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. Our final days of October approach. And today, well, it's a cool start. In fact, somewhat chilly. Taking a live look at downtown Utica right now. We are sitting in the 30s, officially reported at Griffiths and Rome, sitting at 38 degrees. We'll gradually see a warm up today up into the 50s, which is seasonable. But we've got a few warmer days ahead. We'll, of course, talk about that in a second. The radar right now is entirely dry here in the Mohawk Valley and south, but turn our attention to the north, where a stationary front is producing a few spotty snow showers. Notice over the past hour or so, the snowfall is gradually decreasing in intensity. And of course, as the day continues to get a little more sunlight, at least the sun is starting to arrive, warming up, snow showers gradually diminish. Throughout the day, again, as I mentioned, high temperatures in the 50s, right around average for this time of year, a little slightly cooler. Main thing, though, the clouds early this morning will gradually diminish and sunshine will move in. Partly sunny skies by this afternoon. We do remain dry, though, throughout the entire day today, aside from, again, those outlying spots up in the North Country, seeing a few flurries. By tomorrow, starting out dry, but then by tomorrow evening, that's when we'll see a few scattered showers. Light, it's not going to be heavy rain showers, this will be from a warm front. Then on Wednesday, it's also looking mainly dry. Thursday, starting out dry, but then showers arrive in the late evening and overnight. Temperatures turn to summer-like conditions by Wednesday and Thursday, back into the 70s before we cool around back down into the 50s by Friday through Sunday. And so if you are trick-or-treating this coming Thursday for Halloween, we're looking at temperatures in the 60s with mostly cloudy skies. It looks to be that most of that rain will hold off until after trick-or-treating ends, but we're cutting it close. We'll let you know if that forecast does inevitably change. The bigger picture, that stationary front, as I mentioned, is going to continue to shift eastward. And notice that cool weather exiting to the east, a warming trend arriving as that warm front moves in. And we'll see temperatures again climbing up into the 70s by midweek. And so in our Skycast today, clear skies gradually arrive with a few passing clouds this evening, otherwise mainly quiet. Clear skies overnight, and then after a chilly start tomorrow, we're up into the 50s, eventually 60s. Clouds give way to rain showers, and then that strong south wind arrives, trailing that cold or warm front, and we'll see temperatures approach the 70s by Wednesday and Thursday. So we've got fantastic weather by Wednesday. And then following that, a cool down, rain showers overnight into early Friday. But I would say this, probably one of the nicer days to have Halloween. No Halloween snowstorm. I can lock that in right now. And, you know, looking mainly dry. We'll keep everyone posted on those rain chances.
Yes, good for the kids and the parents.
Yes, no big jacket this week.
Eric, thanks. Well, earlier this month, we told you about two...
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, Central New York. Today, somewhat of a cool start this morning, in the 30s initially, but we'll quickly climb into the 50s as we head into the afternoon. Radar and satellite showing a stationary front to our north that produced a few snow showers up in the North Country, a few flurries as far south as Inlet and Old Forge, but it gradually tapers off throughout this morning, and eventually clouds give way to some more peaks of sunshine heading into the second half of the day today. Matter of fact, those temperatures climbing into the 50s this afternoon, seasonable, slightly cooler than average, but not too bad. Temperatures, again, in the 50s, cloud cover today, going from mostly cloudy to some more peaks of sunshine as we head throughout the afternoon and the evening. But we're mainly dry, in fact, entirely dry today, aside from those isolated spots in the North Country. By tomorrow, a dry start to the day. By the evening, we could see a few scattered light rain showers. This will be from a warm front And with that, usually warm fronts supply us with just spotty light rain. Wednesday looking mainly dry, and then Thursday, Halloween, it starts out dry, but by the late evening and overnight, that's when a few rain showers begin to develop. So we'll keep you posted on the exact timing of that as we look forward to the next few days. But the main thing the next few days are those temperatures. Look at this right here. We're up into the 60s tomorrow, 70s Wednesday and Thursday. A surge of warm weather arrives just in time for the final day of October. As we approach November 1st, we're back down to 50s heading into the weekend. Now, speaking of end of October for Halloween, trick-or-treating tomorrow, Thursday evening. Temperatures will be in the low 60s, mostly cloudy, cutting it close for rain. Again, we're keeping the forecast dry for now. We'll have the earliest viewing of the potential weather tomorrow, Thursday evening, as early as tomorrow with high-resolution data. But back to the bigger picture. Right here, we got that stationary front over our area that continues to push eastward. Notice here those cooler temperatures exiting out to the east and warmer temperatures approaching from the southwest. This rain right here coming from that warm front, that'll supply us with warmer temperatures, and as well as warmer temperatures, stronger winds. We get into the late season, and when we get warmer days, it's usually supplied by a strong south wind. It gets much more difficult to reach those temperatures without getting a very strong supply of air directly from the southeast. And so on our Skycast today, temperatures climbing into the 50s with some clearing. And then by tonight, overnight lows fall down into the 30s and 40s. By tomorrow, we're back into the 50s, approaching the low 60s. And then by the evening, here comes a few scattered light rain showers. Rainfall totals not really too impactful, maybe just a trace to maybe a tenth of an inch, quarter of an inch of rain maximum. Then by Wednesday morning, a few clouds give way to sunshine by the afternoon. Temperatures in the 70s, but notice here a very strong wind. It's going to be a breezy 70-plus degree day, and that'll continue into Halloween as well. So Thursday, mostly cloudy, it's breezy, but highs in the 70s. So if you are having any Halloween plans in the evening, you don't really need to bundle up much. We're looking at temperatures still in the 60s. Into the 50s by Friday, rain showers tapering off, and we'll see more seasonable temperatures back into the 50s by the weekend.
You rip Central New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, Central New York. Today, somewhat of a cool start this morning in the 30s initially, but we'll quickly climb into the 50s as we head in the afternoon. Radar and satellite showing a stationary front to our north that produced a few snow showers up in the North Country, a few flurries as far south as Inlet and Old Forge, but it gradually tapers off throughout this morning, and eventually clouds give way to some more peaks of sunshine heading into the second half of the day today. Matter of fact, those temperatures climbing into the 50s this afternoon, seasonable, slightly cooler than average, but not too bad. Temperatures again in the 50s, cloud cover today, going from mostly cloudy to some more peaks of sunshine as we head throughout the afternoon and the evening. But we're mainly dry, in fact entirely dry today, aside from those isolated spots in the North Country. By tomorrow, a dry start to the day. By the evening, we could see a few scattered light rain showers. This will be from a warm front, and with that, usually warm fronts supply us with just spotty light rain. Wednesday looking mainly dry, and then Thursday, Halloween, it starts out dry, but by the late evening and overnight, that's when a few rain showers begin to develop. So we'll keep you posted on the exact timing of that as we look forward to the next few days. But the main thing the next few days are those temperatures. Look at this right here. We're up into the 60s tomorrow, 70s Wednesday and Thursday. A surge of warm weather arrives just in time for the final day of October. As we approach November 1st, we're back down to 50s heading into the weekend. Now, speaking of end of October for Halloween, trick-or-treating tomorrow, Thursday evening. Temperatures will be in the low 60s, mostly cloudy, cutting it close for rain. Again, we're keeping the forecast dry for now. We'll have the earliest viewing of the potential weather Thursday evening as early as tomorrow with high-resolution data. But back to the bigger picture. Right here, we got that stationary front over our area that continues to push eastward. Notice here those cooler temperatures exiting out to the east and warmer temperatures approaching from the southwest. This rain right here coming from that warm front, that'll supply us with warmer temperatures, and as well as warmer temperatures, stronger winds. We get into the late season, and when we get warmer days, it's usually supplied by a strong south wind. It gets much more difficult to reach those temperatures without getting a very strong supply of air directly from the southeast. And so under Skycast today, temperatures climbing into the 50s with some clearing. And then by tonight, overnight lows fall down into the 30s and 40s. By tomorrow, we're back into the 50s, approaching the low 60s. And then by the evening, here comes a few scattered light rain showers. Rainfall totals not really too impactful, maybe just a trace to maybe a tenth of an inch, quarter of an inch of rain maximum. Then by Wednesday morning, a few clouds give way to sunshine by the afternoon. Temperatures in the 70s, but notice here a very strong wind. It's going to be a breezy 70-plus degree day, and that'll continue into Halloween as well. So Thursday, mostly cloudy, it's breezy, but highs in the 70s. So if you are having any Halloween plans in the evening, you don't really need to bundle up much. We're looking at temperatures still in the 60s. Into the 50s by Friday, rain showers tapering off, and we'll see more seasonable temperatures back into the 50s by the weekend.
Even as it's cooling down.
KTV Plus, your new choice for news and weather, plus a whole lot more. Watch WKTV Plus over the air on WKTV 2.3 and on Spectrum Channel 1246.
In this historic election,
New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, Central New York. Today, somewhat of a cool start this morning, in the 30s initially, but we'll quickly climb into the 50s as we head into the afternoon. Radar and satellite showing a stationary front to our north that produced a few snow showers up in the North Country, a few flurries as far south as Inlet and Old Forge, but it gradually tapers off throughout this morning, and eventually clouds give way to some more peaks of sunshine heading into the second half of the day today. Matter of fact, those temperatures climbing into the 50s this afternoon, seasonable, slightly cooler than average, but not too bad. Temperatures again in the 50s, cloud cover today, going from mostly cloudy to some more peaks of sunshine as we head throughout the afternoon and the evening. But we're mainly dry, in fact, entirely dry today, aside from those isolated spots in the North Country. By tomorrow, a dry start to the day. By the evening, we could see a few scattered light rain showers. This will be from a warm front, and with that, usually warm fronts supply us with just spotty light rain. Wednesday looking mainly dry, and then Thursday, Halloween, it starts out dry, but by the late evening and overnight, that's when a few rain showers begin to develop. So we'll keep you posted on the exact timing of that as we look forward to the next few days. But the main thing the next few days are those temperatures. Look at this right here. We're up into the 60s tomorrow, 70s Wednesday and Thursday. A surge of warm weather arrives just in time for the final day of October. As we approach November 1st, we're back down to 50s heading into the weekend. Now, speaking of end of October for Halloween, trick-or-treating tomorrow, Thursday evening. Temperatures will be in the low 60s, mostly cloudy, cutting it close for rain. Again, we're keeping the forecast dry for now. We'll have the earliest viewing of the potential weather tomorrow, Thursday evening, as early as tomorrow with high-resolution data. But back to the bigger picture. Right here, we got that stationary front over our area that continues to push eastward. Notice here those cooler temperatures exiting out to the east and warmer temperatures approaching from the southwest. This rain right here coming from that warm front, that'll supply us with warmer temperatures, and as well as warmer temperatures, stronger winds. We get into the late season, and when we get warmer days, it's usually supplied by a strong south wind. It gets much more difficult to reach those temperatures without getting a very strong supply of air directly from the southeast. And so on our Skycast today, temperatures climbing into the 50s with some clearing. And then by tonight, overnight lows fall down into the 30s and 40s. By tomorrow, we're back into the 50s, approaching the low 60s. And then by the evening, here comes a few scattered light rain showers. Rainfall totals not really too impactful, maybe just a trace to maybe a tenth of an inch, quarter of an inch of rain maximum. Then by Wednesday morning, a few clouds give way to sunshine by the afternoon. Temperatures in the 70s, but notice here a very strong wind. It's going to be a breezy 70-plus degree day, and that'll continue into Halloween as well. So Thursday, mostly cloudy, it's breezy, but highs in the 70s. So if you are having any Halloween plans in the evening, you don't really need to bundle up much. We're looking at temperatures still in the 60s. Into the 50s by Friday, rain showers tapering off, and we'll see more seasonable temperatures back into the 50s by the weekend.
Eric Gage joining us now. And Eric, not too bad of a day out there. It's actually warming up pretty nicely.
Warming up, sunshine, the most important thing, yes, and it's seasonable. We're talking about 50s for late October.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, not too bad of a day. Look outside, in fact, across all of central New York. Notice one of these pictures is not like the other. We got blue skies and still some green grass, with the exception of Whiteface up here. Some snow showers rolled through up in northern New York and Vermont overnight from a stationary front. And as you can see here, the outlier here with those pictures as a decent dusting, maybe an inch or so of accumulation right there on the top of Whiteface. Around the state, those temperatures are slowly climbing into the 50s. 49 in Roane currently, 50 in Hamilton. A little cooler as we look out to Saranac Lake. Those clouds are still persistent, so it's still right around freezing. But the radar right now is entirely dry. Those snow showers to the north have tapered off. As expected, we were not looking at any rain or snow in our area for today. In fact, the next 12 hours favor mainly sunny skies, a few clouds passing here and there. Clear skies tonight, potential for patchy frost, not widespread frost. But then tomorrow, a dry start, rain arriving in the evening from a warm front, which will bring in warmer temperatures. Let's talk about how warm we get heading into Halloween in that full forecast. Gary?
Eric, thanks. The Philadelphia District Attorney's Office.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon, everyone. We are starting out the day today with overall somewhat, I would say, continuous conditions that we've seen over the past few days. Right around average for this time of year. Temperatures in the 50s so far. Some spots still hovering in the 40s. Downtown Utica, though, showing more blue skies compared to that overcast we saw earlier today. And those temperatures are sitting at officially 49 at Griffiths and Roane. Decent south wind of around 6 miles per hour. The winds will start to pick up as we head throughout the day tomorrow, and especially Wednesday and Thursday. So larger scale picture right now, we've got that stationary front that has tapered off. It's shifting south a little bit, but we're seeing still plenty of sun moving in as it's still very dry out there. That air is crisp, it's cool, and it's refreshing. Now today, no rainfall is expected. Tomorrow starts out dry, but then rain showers develop by the late evening and into the overnight from a warm front. And following that, we do dry out Wednesday, but by Thursday night is when our next shot for rain looks to arrive, of course, during Halloween. But the main story for the end of October, look at this. Huge surge of warmth up into the 70s by Halloween, and then as November 1st hits, we're back down into the 50s by the weekend. And so if you are trick-or-treating for Thursday, we're talking about temperatures in the 60s between 8 p.m., depending on the timing you wish to go out, under mostly cloudy skies. Our thoughts are the rain still looks to hold off until after 8 p.m. We will, of course, provide updates on the timing as we get more data, but the initial data coming in from our high-resolution models indicate that it's going to arrive later on in the night. Well, bigger picture, here's that stationary front moving across pretty much all of central New York. It's a very weak one. But notice here, as we head throughout Tuesday, especially Tuesday evening, here comes some rain showers from a warm front. And we can see that warming trend beginning to arrive from the southwest. You'll see temperatures surging up into the 60s and 70s, right around 20 or so degrees above average for this time of year. Now, again, today, skies have cleared out. Tonight, partly cloudy to mostly clear skies. Lows falling down into the 30s. I don't think frost will be this widespread. We have a decent south wind, which usually when you have stronger winds, frost is unlikely to form. Then by Tuesday afternoon, clouds increase, and then here comes those rain showers from that warm front. And as we head into Wednesday and Thursday, it's going to be warm, but it's going to be windy. It takes a lot of energy in the atmosphere to bring up that much warmth that far north, as it gets more difficult for our area by itself to warm that much. So we've got 70s on tap for Halloween. We're in the 50s as we head into Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So back down to average, but so far, no cooler than average stretch. You've been pretty consistent with these warmer days, even extending to the end of October.
Yeah.
November 1st starts on Friday. Can't believe that.
Looks like one of the nicest Halloween forecasts in a long time.
No Halloween snowstorm.
That's good to know. Eric, thanks. Well, there is a major and meteorologist Eric Gage joining us now from the Weather Center. And Eric, you are following some breaking news on a burn ban and the conditions that we're seeing, right?
Yeah, it's been such a dry October, dry September. We're nearing drought conditions in some spots in the region, enough to where a burn ban has just been issued for Otsego County. So again, here's the information right now. It's in effect until November 2nd unless otherwise extended. So if you live in Otsego County, the typical burn bans usually see in right after winter into early spring. Well, not too often do we see it in fall, but here we are with those dry conditions. So unless authorized, of course, usually those planned burns that take effect, those are authorized, but no burning in Otsego County until November 2nd or until they eventually lift it. I'll look at current conditions across central New York. We've got blue skies, dry conditions, snow up in Whiteface. And the radar, or at least current conditions right now, showing temperatures in the 50s and 40s. So a bit cool, 33 up in Saranac Lake, so that cold spot is still holding strong in the higher elevations. The radar right now is looking entirely dry, and we'll still see dry conditions lingering through the overnight hours into early tomorrow. By tomorrow evening, our next chance of rain arrives. That comes from a warm front, which will bring warmer temperatures by the middle of the week. We'll talk about how warm we get and when we cool back down again coming up in that full forecast. Gary?
Eric, thanks. With Election Day now just 8 days away.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon, everyone. Happy Monday. We are entering our final stretch of October, and we could be seeing a bit of a warm-up. It's like a live look at downtown Utica right now. We're looking at blue skies after a cloudy start to the day today. Temperature still sitting at 50 degrees in downtown Utica, possibly a degree cooler in Rome, sitting at 49. But other than that, refreshing humidity. It's a dry air out there with dew points in the 30s. And a decent south wind of around 6 miles per hour. Radar and satellite picking up just some faint clouds from a stationary front, which produced some snow in locations just north of us near the Canadian border, near, let's say, Plattsburgh and up near Vermont. But for most of us, we're actually entirely dry for today through tonight and into the start of tomorrow. Tomorrow evening is when our next chance of rain arrives. And it's not going to be a complete washout or significant rainfall. It's from a warm front, so the rain is spotty and light. The rain ends by Wednesday. It's a dry day for the middle of the week. And then by Thursday, we start out dry. By Halloween night, 8 p.m. onwards, potential for rain from a separate low pressure system. So we're cutting it close for rainfall. But the main story this week, heading into Halloween, is this temperature trend. We're talking about a very comfortable end to October. 70s, maybe some sunshine Wednesday, a few more clouds on Thursday, but a cool down eventually arrives by the end of the week. So if you're trick-or-treating this coming Thursday, our forecast as of now, right around Thursday evening, calls for temperatures in the 60s under mostly cloudy skies. Rain showers look to hold off until later on in the night. We'll keep you posted whether that changes as we do get more high-resolution data coming in over the next few days. So the bigger picture, here's that stationary front. It's weak, and it continues eastward. Following that, we will see a warm front arrive tomorrow evening. This will bring with it the chance for some rain, and then following that warm front, of course, means warmer weather. And here comes that surge of warm air as we head into Wednesday and Thursday. That system departs following that, and we're back to more seasonable temperatures to wrap up the work week. And so on our Skycast today, sunshine has moved in. Temperatures seasonably cool in the let's say low to mid 50s. And then by tonight, skies clear out, temperatures falling into the 30s. Now, there's potential for some frost in some outlying areas, but when you get those strong south winds, a lot of mixing takes place in the atmosphere, and frost is not nearly as widespread. Regardless, temperatures in the 60s, upper 50s tomorrow, with increasing clouds and some spotty light rain heading into tomorrow evening. And then that sets the stage for a warmer Wednesday and Thursday. Partly cloudy skies Wednesday, mostly cloudy Thursday, but it's warm, it's windy, and then we'll see a cool down following that. Back to more seasonable temperatures as we approach the first days of November. It's fast upon us. This month has flown by, and It's been a pretty nice month so far, I would say, weather-wise. We got 70s to wrap it up by Thursday.
What a fall we've had.
It's been gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's been dry, but sunny. I like it.
And now a nice Halloween ahead.
Yes.
Eric, thanks. Well, 1 month has passed since
Kristen Copeland and Jason Palace.
And we start tonight with that state of emergency in Otsego County as firefighters have battled 4 brush fires since Saturday, 2 just today.
As News Channel 2's Ben Kinney reports, some water sources used by rural fire departments have dried up. It is your top story tonight.
Local waterways around Otsego County have become very low because of the recent dry stretch. Here on the Susquehanna River, it could affect the ability for fire departments to use a dry hydrant right back there that pulls water from the river as a water supply. Combine that with an increased wildfire risk, and it could be a recipe for disaster. A disaster the Otsego County Office of Emergency Services wants to avoid. The familiar sound of a walk through the woods this time of year, the crunching of freshly fallen leaves. But combine that with recent dry conditions, and it creates a perfect storm for wildfires.
We've actually had 4 total fires since Saturday evening. Saturday evening we had 2. We had one in the town of Butternuts and one in the town of Westford. This morning we had one in the town of Roseboom, which resulted in 7 acres burned. With state forest rangers responding. They're currently still on scene, making sure that that fire remains contained.
To make matters worse, the dry weather has caused water levels to become very low. That could cause problems for firefighters.
It may affect response time to and from the scene, trying to identify an appropriate water source to refill tankers.
The county has enacted a state of emergency as a result, which includes a burn ban.
The state of emergency is in effect for 30 days. However, the emergency orders which enact the actual burn ban itself are good for 5 days until we either extend or rescind that.
Reporting in Cooperstown, Ben Kinney, News Channel 2.
Let's get you over to Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis right now to talk about those dry conditions and the danger it poses.
Absolutely, and it can change really quickly. As we lose the leaves off the trees, the sun can dry up the ground very, very quickly. And you combine that with the leaves falling. We've had a pretty dry stretch of weather here throughout the month of October. And again, the risk is going to continue for the short term. We do have a little bit of light rain tomorrow, but I'm not seeing anything significant, at least this week, and conditions are going to stay dry. So we do have this elevated risk for any wildfires moving quickly. So again, just something to keep in mind here over the next several days. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. It is sunny out, a temperature of 54 degrees. As we look at our weather headlines, it is going to cool off again tonight. We'll drop down into the 30s. Much warmer weather is expected as we head towards Halloween. In fact, we could be talking about record-breaking warmth. We do have some rain in the forecast for Friday. And the weekend is trending nice. We'll take an early look at that coming up. Temperatures in the 40s this evening, partly cloudy. Again, some warmer weather ahead. A look at the forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. We're following breaking news.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We're tracking much warmer weather as we head into the week. A live look in downtown Utica, temperature of 53 degrees, clear skies in place. It is going to get pretty chilly tonight. As we take a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, it's dry. The next weather maker is expected to bring showers and a big push of warm weather. In fact, we could be talking about record high temperatures for Halloween. Making it into the mid-70s here for Thursday afternoon. Breezy conditions will accompany this weather maker tomorrow. The winds become lighter Wednesday, breezy on Thursday, then the winds do start to kick up on Friday. We lost a lot of leaves over the weekend across the Mohawk Valley. If you have to clean them up, weather looks pretty good. To do that, I would recommend going early tomorrow because we do have some rain in the forecast. Wednesday, Thursday look dry, and it does look very comfortable to be outdoors. A little on the warm side, too, with, again, high temperatures in the 70s. Light frost is expected tonight quick scrape is all you'll need first thing in the morning as temperatures do drop down into the 30s. Westmoreland 56 degrees, Little Falls 51, Whitesboro with 50 degrees, Sherburne at 56, Oneonta 52, and Cooperstown with 53. Bigger picture shows our next weather maker. This is a warm front that will be approaching from the west. You can see some clouds with it. Not a lot of weather with it now, but as it approaches, it is expected to develop and produce some light showers here late tomorrow. Storm Tracker 2 Skycast tonight, clear skies, overnight lows drop down into the low to mid 30s. Again, patchy frost first thing tomorrow morning. First part of Tuesday looks pretty nice. We should see some sunshine early in the day. Clouds will start to thicken up as we head into the afternoon. 1 p.m. temperatures in the upper 50s. Cloudy skies. Rain does develop likely by the evening time. So getting closer to dark is when we're expecting to see some showers. And then those showers will come to an end as we get into tomorrow night. Wednesday starts out with clouds, finishes with sunshine. And look at these temperatures. We're going to make a run into the low to perhaps mid 70s Wednesday afternoon. And the warmth will continue to build as we head towards Halloween. Partly cloudy tonight, low temperature of 35. Tomorrow, cloudy, showers late in the day, a high of 57. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast, 75 on Halloween. We are tracking some rain Thursday night into Friday. I don't foresee that impacting trick-or-treaters, but we'll keep an eye on that. Showers early Friday, back to some cooler weather over the weekend. And by the way, I have to pass along the news. It is that weekend. The clocks change.
Fall back.
We fall back, and we lose daylight at the end of the day, but it does get a little bit brighter in the mornings.
And you're giving us 75 degrees on Halloween, so there's that.
Yeah.
Bill,
Straight
thanks.
off. Thanks, Bill. Pulmonary infections are making Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis.
So we're talking about the end of daylight saving time, which is going to be Sunday. And just a reminder that we do fall back. We're going to change the clocks here early Sunday morning. The specific time is 2 o'clock in the morning. Those clocks go back 1 hour. And that also means we will have a darker evening, but a brighter morning. As we look ahead, temperatures are going to be very warm this week. We're highlighting Wednesday and Thursday. Both days look to climb into the 70s. In fact, Halloween could be the warmest Halloween on record. Temperatures, the previous record, 74, we're calling for a high of 75 degrees. It does cool down as we head towards the weekend. If you're heading out this evening, taking the dog out for a walk, the weather looks pretty quiet. It is chilly. Temperatures will be in the 40s, mostly clear skies. Tonight's featured dog, Mercedes from Oneida. This is brought to you by Nye Automotive Group. Again, tracking some warm weather heading towards Halloween. Look at the forecasts coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. 2 local tap dancers are bringing.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis.
Good evening. We are tracking some warmer weather in our future. It's going to be a pretty chilly evening here. A temperature of 51 degrees as we take a live look in Cooperstown. You can see that there's still some color on the trees, but we are considered past peak now as the leaves are coming down. It's not going to feel very Halloween-like this year weather-wise. We're expecting record high temperatures, 75 degrees, the forecast for Thursday afternoon. The average high 52, the record 74 in 2003. It is looking to be a very, very warm day. I know Halloween has had some very crazy weather over the years. We've even had snow. That goes back to 1993. But this year, well, it's going to be very different. And I think the kids will have a much easier time, much more comfortable weather on Thursday afternoon and evening trick-or-treating outdoors. Something to keep an eye on the sky tonight. There is a small chance that the northern lights could be visible. The geomagnetic storm that's predicted is relatively small, but it's enough where we could spot them with our cameras. The best time would be after sunset. We'll keep an eye on this, and we'll update you tonight at 10 and 11 if anything changes. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Things look quiet. Temperatures are pretty seasonable here in the low 50s today. Whitesboro 52 degrees, Micah New Hartford 51, Barneveld 50, Curtis 48, Old Forge 44, Jeff and Mohawk 50 degrees, Westford 48, Paynes Hollow with 50. Weather's staying pretty quiet today, but we're watching a warm front that will be approaching from the west. That's going to be our weather maker for tomorrow. Right now, just some clouds with it to the west, but it is expected to develop and produce some very light rain. We could use rainfall. It's been extremely dry, and again, we do have an elevated risk for brush fire spreading here over the next couple of days. But tonight, we're down into the 30s, patchy frost. Tomorrow, sunshine gives way to clouds. It's cloudy in the afternoon. We do expect to see some light rain move in starting tomorrow evening and into tomorrow night. The rain is widespread, but it's generally light. Heading into Wednesday, on the other side of the front, we'll notice the change. Clouds early Wednesday gives way to sunshine. Look at these numbers. We're into the 70s as we head into Wednesday afternoon. The warmth will continue to build as we head towards Halloween. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 35. Some patchy frost is expected. Tomorrow, sunshine in the morning, but the showers arrive as we head into the afternoon and evening. A high temperature of 57. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Again, record warmth expected on Thursday, 75 degrees. Cold front arrives Thursday night. I think that's after trick-or-treat time. Showers early Friday, 59. It's windy and it's much cooler as we head towards Friday afternoon. Beautiful weekend ahead. Lots of sunshine, cooler temperatures in the 50s. The clocks change Sunday morning. We go back to standard time. Showers return on Monday, highs in the upper 50s. We'll be right back.
Otsego County and the water levels are low.
And that could cause a problem for firefighters. News Channel 2's Ben Kinney spoke with Otsego County's Emergency Services Coordinator about the state of emergency issued for the county.
Dry hydrants like this one, which pulls water from the Susquehanna River, are a lifeline for firefighters in rural areas that may not have a dedicated water supply. However, the recent dry stretch has caused water levels to drop.
Our lakes, streams, ponds, and such, our normal water supply areas are typically understaffed, I guess, if you will, at this point, and we're starting to see results of it.
The result? An increase in brush fires. Since Saturday, firefighters in the county have responded to 4 brush fires. The county issued a state of emergency on Monday as a result.
The state of emergency is in effect for 30 days. However, the emergency orders which enact the actual burn ban itself are good for 5 days until we either extend or rescind that.
The burn ban in the state of emergency acts just like the seasonal burn bans in the spring. Residents do not have to conserve water.
There's no limit water use currently, other than just use some general common sense when it comes to the amount of water that you're using or whichever.
The county does have resources available to them should a fire break out and water supply issues develop.
They do. They have different water tenders available that we can request through the Forest Ranger's office if necessary.
Reporting in Cooperstown, Ben Kinney, News Channel 2.
Time now for a first look at your forecast at 6. Here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Now we're talking about the dry conditions that will continue as we head into this week. And the fact that the leaves are now off the trees allows the sun to warm up the ground even faster. It's kind of the same thing that we watch in the springtime with really dry conditions is now happening here in the late fall. Again, the fire danger is elevated here over the next couple of days. I do have some good news, though. We do get some rain as we head into late tomorrow. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. It's quiet outside. 51 degrees is the current temperature. We're going to fall pretty quickly this evening. Most areas fall into the 30s tonight. Some patchy frost. Tomorrow, a warm front moves in, and that's going to set the stage for a very warm Halloween. In fact, it could be a record warm Halloween with temperatures in the 70s. Weather, we'll take a look at the weekend. An early preview, it is looking nice, too. This evening, temperatures in the 40s. We're tracking a warm Halloween. Look at the forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. Hartwick College is dealing with a cybersecurity.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We're tracking a warm front that is going to bring big changes in our weather this week. A live look in downtown Utica, a cool 51 degrees. Will fall into the 30s tonight. with some patchy frost. But we are going a completely different direction this week. Halloween has a very high likelihood of breaking the record high. Our forecast is calling for a high of 75, and I think that's a little conservative. It's possible we can be in the upper 70s just based on sunshine. The record high is 74, set in 2003. This is much warmer than usual. So Halloween's notorious for some pretty crazy weather here in central New York. We've had snow fall on Halloween in 1993. This year, it's likely going to be very different. A lot more comfortable for the trick-or-treaters heading outside. Don't need to wear the snowsuits this year with the costume. Be on the lookout for the northern lights tonight. There's a small chance this can happen, but I felt the need to at least pass this along in case the forecast ends up being less than anticipated here. There's expected to be a piece of energy that works with the atmosphere tonight that could create some northern lights. Timing to this looks to be after sunset. You need an app. The information that we get happens pretty quickly and only within 15 minutes to be able to see them. But there is a chance tonight, and skies are looking clear, so we have an opportunity. And we'll keep you posted. We'll have an update tonight at 10 and 11 on that. Live look at the Airfield Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. It's quiet. The breeze will continue tomorrow. We'll have light winds Wednesday. The wind picks up as we head towards Friday. The leaves are coming down if you have to clean them up. Best days to do that Wednesday and Thursday. It's going to be warm, and it's also expected to be completely dry those days. Skywatchers, Whitesboro 52 degrees, Barneveld 50, Curtis 48, Jeff and Mohawk 50 degrees, Skinevus with 58. We do have a warm front approaching the area tomorrow. It's going to bring some clouds and showers with it, and it will bring in much warmer temperatures. Tonight, clear skies, overnight lows in the 30s, patchy frost first thing tomorrow. Just a light frost is expected. Temperatures will climb quickly. Sunshine in the morning gives way to clouds. Temperatures will be in the upper 50s. Showers return in the evening, which will help the very dry situation that's developed here in central New York. Those showers will come to an end, and it's going to be much warmer on Wednesday. Look at these numbers, into the 70s Wednesday afternoon. Partly cloudy tonight, low of 35. Tomorrow, clouds. Some showers will return late in the day, 57. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Halloween looking warm. Temperatures in the mid-70s. A cold front arrives Thursday night. I don't anticipate this causing any problems for the trick-or-treaters, but we'll keep an eye on that. Weekend looks nice. Don't forget the clocks change this weekend. We fall back 1 hour.
All right. Looking forward to that.
Thanks, Bill. Still to come on News Channel 2 at 6. The forecast tonight with Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis. Well, we talked a little bit about this in our headlines, and we're going to go into details a little bit later on in the show. But first, we're talking about the danger of fires in Otsego County outside because of dry conditions.
Yeah, we've had a pretty dry season here in central New York, unusually dry, and because the leaves are off the trees, the sun heats up the ground and dries things out very quickly. So we do have an elevated risk for fires spreading. We're just asking folks not to do any burning outdoors. You know, burning leaves, something that some people do out in the country, but again, advising people not to, just due to the really dry situation. We are expecting this not to last for very long. As we get into the winter season, we will be seeing some precipitation. As we look at the forecast for tonight, a light frost is expected, just enough to quickly scrape off your car windshield in the morning. The big story temperature-wise is the fact that we're heading towards some warmer weather. Chilly out there this evening, 41 degrees is the current temperature, clear skies. Overnight lows will drop down into the mid-30s, but a warm front's going to move in, and that is going to create the potential of a record-breaking Halloween. Tonight, down into the mid-30s, we're tracking that warmer weather. Look at the forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. Wildfire risk is high in Otsego County. The water levels are low, and that could cause a problem for firefighters. News Channel 2's Ben Kinney spoke with Otsego County's Emergency Services Coordinator about the state of emergency issued for the county.
Dry hydrants like this one, which pulls water from the Susquehanna River, are a lifeline for firefighters in rural areas that may not have a dedicated water supply. However, the recent dry stretch has caused water levels to drop.
Our lakes, streams, ponds, and such, our normal water supply areas are typically understaffed, I guess, if you will, at this point, and we're starting to see results of it.
The result? An increase in brush fires. Since Saturday, firefighters in the county have responded to 4 brush fires. The county issued a state of emergency on Monday as a result.
The state of emergency is in effect for 30 days. However, the emergency orders which enact the actual burn ban itself are good for 5 days until we either extend or rescind that.
The burn ban in the state of emergency acts just like the seasonal burn bans in the spring. Residents do not have to conserve water.
There's no limit water use currently, other than just use some general common sense when it comes to the amount of water that you're using or whichever.
The county does have resources available to them should a fire break out and water supply issues develop.
They do. They have different water tenders available that we can request through the Forest Ranger's office if necessary.
Reporting in Cooperstown, Ben Kinney, News Channel 2.
Hartwick College is dealing with a cyber.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We're taking a live look in downtown Utica. Temperatures are cooling off. We're down to 41 degrees in the city, and we're expecting overnight lows to fall into the 30s with some patchy frost. An update. We've been keeping an eye on the possibility of the northern lights. There was a very minor geomagnetic storm predicted. So far, it has been super quiet. We'll let you know if anything changes, but right now it doesn't look like we're going to be able to see the northern lights tonight. If we get any more opportunities in the future, we'll pass that along. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Things look pretty quiet. We do have the clear skies in place. Winds will be picking up somewhat tomorrow. It's a breezy day. Winds become very light Wednesday. The breeze picks up for Halloween, and then it becomes windy as we look ahead to Friday. The leaves are coming down in a hurry. If you do have to clean up the yard, tomorrow, early in the day is better. We have some rain showers arriving late in the day. Wednesday and Thursday will be more favorable days to clean up the yard. Expecting some dry weather. Trick or treat. Look at this. The high temperature on Halloween is expected to be 75 degrees. That is more typical for late August to early September. The record high 74. We should break it, and we might shatter it just based on how much sunshine we get. Right now, again, thinking partly sunny skies, but it does have the potential of being even warmer. The average high for Halloween, 52, and of course we have many memorable Halloweens in the past. 1983, we had a foot of snow that fell, so Halloween can be very different. Again, this year, making memories in a very different way weather-wise. Bigger picture shows a warm front approaching from the west. That is going to change our weather. We're expecting to see some rain with it late tomorrow. Skies remain clear tonight, overnight lows in the 30s. Sunshine early tomorrow will give way to cloud cover. It's looking cloudy in the afternoon. A few light rain showers will arrive in the evening time, which is good because we really do need the rain. Showers move to the east before midnight, and then the stage is set for a much warmer Wednesday. We're looking at partly sunny skies. Temperatures climb into the 70s. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 35. Tomorrow, clouds, eventually some rain late in the day, a high of 57. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. We're in the 70s Wednesday and Thursday, but then a cold front arrives Thursday night. It brings some rain and a big drop in temperature. It's windy Friday into the 50s over the weekend. Weekend looks nice. It's cooler. And we also change the clocks. We fall back an hour Saturday night.
So we lose an hour of sleep or gain an hour? I think we gain it.
We gain an hour, and hopefully that's of sleep.
We could all use it. Yeah. Already, it's only Monday.
Yeah.
Thanks, Bill. Coming up next, forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis. There's word of warning down in Otsego County right now. We're going to get into it in details in just a minute, but it's because things are so dry right now.
Yeah, we've had a dry stretch of weather here. We don't think of fall as being a wildfire season in central New York. Sometimes it can be. And it's not about being warm. It's about being dry, and with the wind that we had the past couple of days, and the fact that the leaves are off the trees, we are at an elevated risk for wildfires spreading. So we're encouraging everyone to not burn anything outdoors. I know sometimes burning leaves is a common practice, but we're asking people to hold off on that, at least until the weather starts to get wet again. Looking at some cold weather tonight, we're expecting a frost. Overnight lows drop into the mid-30s, so it's just a light scrape of your car windshield first thing in the morning. Temperatures are cooling down. We're sitting at 39 degrees at Griffiths and Rome, and again, we're expecting no problems with Rome getting down into around freezing here tonight. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar tonight. Overnight lows drop down into the low to mid-30s, mostly clear skies. We're tracking much warmer weather. In fact, we could be breaking some record highs as we head towards Halloween. Look at the forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. Otsego County Emergency Management telling us the wildfire risk in the county is high. Water levels are low, and that could cause a problem for firefighters. News Channel 2's Ben Kinney spoke with Otsego County's Emergency Services Coordinator about the state of emergency issued for the county.
Dry hydrants like this one, which pulls water from the Susquehanna River, are a lifeline for firefighters in rural areas that may not have a dedicated water supply. However, the recent dry stretch has caused water levels to drop.
Our lakes, streams, ponds, and such, our normal water supply areas are typically understaffed, I guess, if you will, at this point, and we're starting to see results of it.
The result? An increase in brush fires. Since Saturday, firefighters in the county have responded to 4 brush fires. The county issued a state of emergency on Monday as a result.
The state of emergency is in effect for 30 days. However, the emergency orders which enact the actual burn ban itself are good for 5 days until we either extend or rescind that.
The burn ban in the state of emergency acts just like the seasonal burn bans in the spring. Residents do not have to conserve water.
There's no limit water use currently, other than just use some general common sense when it comes to the amount of water that you're using or whichever.
The county does have resources available to them should a fire break out and water supply issues develop.
They do. They have different water tenders available that we can request through the Forest Ranger's office if necessary.
Reporting in Cooperstown, Ben Kinney, News Channel 2.
Hartwick College is dealing with a cybersecurity.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. Another chilly nights. We've had a string of them over the past couple of days. Down to 41 degrees currently in downtown Utica. A lot of places already in the 30s. We will see some patchy light frost first thing tomorrow morning. Mentioned this during the 5 and 6 o'clock news. Just want to follow up on this. The northern lights. There was a chance that we could see them tonight. It was relatively low, but there was a predicted geomagnetic storm. It has not materialized so far. So if you were trying to look for these earlier this evening, you haven't missed them because they haven't happened yet. And it's looking doubtful that we'll be able to see these tonight. We'll continue to keep an eye on this and keep you posted if we get any additional opportunities or chances in the future. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. All is quiet. Breezy conditions for tomorrow. The winds will become lighter on Wednesday, breezy on Thursday, downright windy Friday. The wind really helping to knock off leaves. We've seen a lot of leaf fall over the past couple of days across the Mohawk Valley. If you have to clean up the yard, early tomorrow is better than late. We're expecting some late rain late in the day. Wednesday and Thursday look like good days to clean up the yard. The weather looks quite warm. In fact, trick or treat. Take a look at this. The high temperature on Halloween. We're calling for 75 degrees. That's the forecast. The record high 74, so we would be able to break that. That record goes back to 2003. The average high for Halloween, 52 degrees. It looks very comfortable for the kids trick-or-treating in the afternoon and evening. And as we know, the weather can be very dramatically different on Halloween. We've had some Halloweens that we've seen snow, like 1993. But this year, a lot more treats than tricks. Bigger picture shows a large area of high pressure driving our weather today, but that's going to move to the east, and behind it we find a warm front that will be moving in tomorrow, bringing us the warmer weather. Storm Tracker 2 Skycast tonight, clear skies, patchy frost. We start out tomorrow morning with sunshine, but the clouds thicken up the skies as we head into the afternoon. Temperatures will be in the upper 50s. Showers return in the evening. It looks widespread, but the rain generally light. The rain moves out tomorrow night. The warmth moves in. We start out Wednesday morning with temperatures in the 50s, and it warms up into the 70s here as we head into Wednesday afternoon. Partly cloudy tonight, low of 35. Tomorrow, I'm looking at sunshine followed by clouds and showers late in the day, 57. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast into the 70s Wednesday and Thursday. Cold front arrives Thursday night, produces some showers into Friday. Cooler, windy, and generally pleasant. Lots of sunshine heading into the weekend. Don't forget the clock's changed. We fall back as we head into Sunday morning.
Extra hour of sleep, extra hour of daylight in the morning.
And we lose it in the evening.
Well,
It's a trade-off that
give
we
and
have to do
take,
every
right?
year.
Every year. Thanks, Bill. Coming up.